So you likely know our next guest from his excellent teaching, many teaching awards, active blogging, or his keen Twitter account. We know math can be scary, but we're here to talk about something that might even be scarier. And it could not be more timely. My kids went to one of those fall movies, and it makes you shudder to think about it. Thank you very much, Dave Coffey, for joining us here in guest spot on
Thank you.
The Circle.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be able to be here.
And you're here to talk to us about how to fix movies. Excuse me, hashtag how to fix movies.
How to fix films, yes.
Yes, how to fix
Film.
Yes. All right. Okay. And supposedly this insight came to you over margaritas and pizza?
No, it was a margarita pizza. It was a kind of pizza.
What's a margarita pizza?
Well, I think we have a picture of it.
Does it involve like lime or something?
No. It's got mozzarella and...
Oh, we do have a picture.
Oh, okay.
Is that basil?
Yeah, it is. It's very good. So
very nice. Looks yummy. Where did you get it?
It was a place nearby my wife and I like to go to called the Village Baker.
You get your pizza at a bakery?
Yes. Can we talk about the hashtag?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we have a list. You have 5 items.
Right.
Okay, and we've got that list of the 5 items.
Right.
Did you want to tell us about that first one? It says retain best directors.
Right. So we were having our dinner, and we were talking about actually this new book that's out about improving teaching. And given that that's now coming out, it felt like we had some extra time to start thinking about ways of fixing film.
Because you're both teachers.
My wife and I are both teachers, yep. And so we decided that we'd like to think about fixing film. I'd just been doing a project where I was looking at math and film, and as you were saying, some of these films are just horrendous. And so we started thinking about ways that we could fix film, and in this book there are 5 things, so we tried to come up with 5 ways. I started tweeting them with the hashtag how to fix film, and then got some feedback from other people. And so
research.
Yeah. So everyone sees movies, and everyone knows the difference between good and bad movies.
Everybody knows the difference.
Everybody. So being able to identify what are good movies and what makes a good movie, it felt like we could help the film industry if we could come up with these just 5 things.
So 5 things. So if they do any of the 5 things.
No. We need to do all of them. That's part of what we find out. Is that if we do any one of them, it may not have an effect. But if we do all 5, then we can have a positive impact on the film.
So that's why, like, sometimes you'd see a bad movie from a good director.
Right.
Okay.
Which is that very first thing. We're looking for good directors because we know that there's a relationship between good directors and good films. Just look at the Oscars, right? Good directors, good films. They're often both, in the directing category and in the film category they come up.
That happens all the time.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we feel if we can get the best directors and keep those best directors, we'll keep getting good films. But on the flip side of that, we also have to recognize that there are bad directors, and that those bad directors bring down the industry. Because if you think about, you go to a bad movie and you walk out and you're like, the last thing you want to do is go to another movie. It's like, I don't want to go to another movie. And so what we need to do is find a way to get rid of those bad directors, what we call the directors that are the roadblocks. They're keeping us from improving film. And so we think that there's 3 ways of doing that.
So you feel like the bad directors are like weighing down?
Exactly. So if we can get rid of them, and we think we have a way. One would be to look at critical reviews. Then there's also the people who are going to it, the patrons, and we could do something like Rotten Tomatoes. And then there's box office. Now, this is kind of sketchy, right? It's not an exact.
Which is the bottom line. You have to think about the bottom line.
But all of this is sketchy. We recognize that, but we feel it's fair because we're going to apply it across the board. It might mean we get rid of some really good directors as a result, but what's important is the film industry. It also then gives us an opportunity to get new blood in. Because if we get rid of these bad directors, it opens the space for new. We know how hard new directors work. They bring in new ideas. And so we feel like this would be an opportunity to get new blood into the industry. But this is why all these work in concert, because there's also then, if we've got new directors, right, they need strong support. They need strong
this is what number
leadership.
2 is about.
Exactly. So we need producers who are much more hands-on.
Producers, you mean directors to talk to the director?
No, producer. No, we need administrators. We need a higher level who've had experience with successful films and can come in and tell these directors what they need to do to be successful.
Tell the producers should tell the directors
exactly
how to direct.
Right. So they should come in and they should tell them things about lighting or how to motivate the actors or things about editing, even just how to walk on the set. I think it's important that they be able to present themselves appropriately.
Who knows? Directors aren't going to know those little things that matter.
Exactly.
And who knows good directing better than a producer?
Exactly. So we need to bring producers into so that they're involved in more of that.
Okay, so we're talking about directors a lot, but I don't hear you talking about script writing.
Well,
and good scripts, you must think good scripts make a better movie.
Well, we thought about that, but we needed to keep it to 5 things. We thought that was important. That could, fit on our 5 things, and you got to triage. What's the most important? What can fit in 140 characters too? And so we decided to go that we'd have to leave out screenwriting. Think about all those characters in screenwriting. So never mind. Don't think about it.
Okay. All right. So these next 2 things, like I see you have up here, kind of small budgets, big epics.
Right. So again, that may sound counterintuitive, right? Because we've got these 2 things: something, cutting costs but expecting big results. But what we know, again, if we drill down into the data, is that there's really no correlation between budget and box office. The more that you pay, the more you pay doesn't necessarily mean the more box office.
Yeah.
So and we end up paying for those big box office, right? We pay for them in tickets. We pay for them in the time we have to spend on them. So
like 3D. Doesn't that drive you nuts when you have to pay extra for the 3D movies?
Right.
Well, I can't even remember what the last thing was. And then there was this like D-Box thing.
So we're thinking that we need to cut costs. But then there's the epic piece, right? We all remember Gone with the Wind. We all remember those big
Ben-Hur.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
the greats.
Right. So
those are big movies.
Exactly. So if we combine those 2 pieces, in fact, if we combine all 5 of these things, we feel like those are going to end up representing effective movies. And so we're really working on that. I mean, the analogy I get, again, it's very I can see that you're skeptical. So,
no, that's just my interview face.
Oh, okay. No. Well, anyways, I want to use this analogy anyways because I've been thinking about it. So think about, I got a new cat. And as a result of getting a new cat, now
You got a cat?
No, this is just an analogy.
Oh, I like cats.
Yeah, cats are cool.
Yeah.
But this is just an analogy.
Do you ever just look at the pictures?
Of cats?
Yeah. Like lol cats, LOL?
No, I haven't. So anyways, back to my analogy. I might have a cat, get a cat, and all of a sudden dead mice are showing up.
Yuck!
Yeah,
dead
exactly.
Mice? Yeah.
So I might say, well, let's get rid of the cat and I'll get rid of the dead mice. But I haven't thought bigger about what's really, that the mice were probably there ahead of time. So we got to think bigger beyond just individual pieces of fixing film.
Is your point that getting rid of the cat would or would not get rid of the dead mice?
I think this is lost on you. We should probably move on.
Okay. Well, I can't have you here without asking something about math education.
Yes.
Okay. It's not every day. In fact, it's basically never. We have a teacher on the show. Okay. So now it's true that you caused a bit of a stir with a critique of Khan Academy.
Right.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you, what have you got against personalized learning?
Well, I don't have anything against personalized learning, but I'm concerned about the fact that what something like Khan Academy ends up resulting in is a reduction of socialized learning. the learning in community, working together with other people that we learn from by talking to other people. I think it's really important that we recognize that, and as a result.
So, is math the scariest thing in education?
I'd say no. I think the scariest thing in education is unknowing. In other words, the people who are unknowing about education,
Because math is about finding the unknown?
No, it's not.
No.
I can see why you go there, but no,
Yeah.
I'm talking about individuals who have little experience or expertise in education telling people what it means to improve education, and then coming on to shows like yours and then not being challenged by some of the fluff that they present in that you just go ahead. It seems like you're more interested in cats than you are about the actual about the actual content. So
All right. Well, thank you so much to our guest, Dave Coffey, on The Circle. Look for his book, I Got Bored,
No.
A Teacher Fixes America's Failing Movie Industry.
No. It's just the hashtag. I didn't have time to write a book. It's just the hashtag.
How to fix movies.
Fix film. How to fix film.
Film.
Have you even looked at any of the
I
tweets?
highly recommend the tweets, although I haven't read
They
them.
haven't read them.
Okay, so it would, but you know a lot about one thing,
Right.
so we should listen to him about other things.
Right.
Right? So
Thank
it'd be better if you were more famous, but that's what it is.
Understand.
Thanks very much. So we'll see what's up next on The Circle.
Thank you.